Happy Monday for week 4 to all of our students out there watching at home with APS. I'm Ms. Jacobson, and I'm so glad to be here with you again today. One thing that I want to do today is give a shout out to our friends in the Ventana Ranch area. Their principal, Ms. Bernadette Chavez, sent this photo to me over the weekend, reading to her dog out in their backyard. And she didn't tell me her dog's name, but he is a beauty. But I have to say, Ms. Chavez is actually reading a book that we were assigned at work for grown-ups. And so if you are reading books that are storybooks or other kinds of things, then you're doing your part, just like Ms. Chavez is doing her part reading books that she needs for her work as a principal. So we want to say hi to all the kids at Ventana Ranch Elementary School. Hope you're having a wonderful day on this Monday for week 4 of our broadcast. Over the weekend, I was thinking about our lesson on Friday. We had for the 4th and 5th grade hour, we were talking about courageous acts. And we were talking about all of the different people who are out there every single day doing courageous things and showing courage. And some of the people that we mentioned that are these superheroes that are working right now are the doctors and nurses and emergency responders that are doing such a great job taking care of people who are sick. But we thought about some other people that you may know and come closer to every single day that need a shout out and a pat on the back, or virtual 6 foot away pat on the back. But our grocery store workers and people who are working in nursing homes taking care of older people who are there. We also want to make sure that we thank the APS food services people. These are the lunch ladies and lunch gentlemen who are making and handing out the food at the APS grab-and-go lunch sites every single day. They are certainly superheroes to us because they are out there every day making sure that boys and girls have breakfast and lunch every single day here in APS. And we have principals that are helping to work through that program as well at their schools, making sure that the classrooms get clean so that whenever we can come back, you come back to a clean classroom. And also to teachers who are now going to start reaching out to you virtually and giving you some connections to school and school work. And also to the teachers who are here in this room with us today who will be filming and bringing lessons to you. One of the things that we also heard about was the fact that some communities are actually encouraging people to put a rainbow in their window. And you may see some of these when you're out taking walks with your family or out in your front yard. What they stand for is a symbol of hope, so that once we are completely COVID-free and back in schools, that we have used our great hopes and our great thoughts toward helping each other. And when boys and girls go out walking, they can look for these symbols. If you put them in your window of your house facing the street, then little kids can do kind of like an I Spy, and they can find the rainbows. Now, I printed this one off the internet, and I realized after I printed it that the colors are backwards. So on the board behind me, I put the names of the colors that would actually show up in a rainbow. So if you make your own, the acronym for the rainbow is Roy G. Biv. And what that stands for, the R is for red, and that would be at the bottom of the rainbow. And then O is for orange, which would come next. Then would be Y for yellow. G for green. B would be for blue, and it's a light blue, like a sky blue. And then I would be for indigo, and that's not a word that some of you may know, but it's like a dark blue, like the color of your blue jeans. And then the last one would be V for violet, and that would be at the top of the rainbow. So if you color your own rainbow, put that in your window, and you can use that as an I Spy for kids in your neighborhood who are going around taking walks. They can count how many rainbows they see while they're on a walk. We also hear that people do that with teddy bears as well. So think about those courageous acts, those wonderful superheroes, and ways that you can give hope and good thoughts to your neighborhood by the things that you do. Maybe you'll even write a thank you note or make a poster that your family can take to the grocery store and post it there so that we can thank those people at the grocery store for working so hard. So we're going to get started with our day today and with our week number 4. I hope that you stay with us and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Be well, and let's get started with At Home at APS.
Good morning, phonics friends. I'm so happy to be here with you again today. If you haven't caught on by now, I teach first grade phonics. When Miss Maggie's here with you, she's got a focus for kindergartners. So I'm here for all my first graders today, or for anybody who wants to learn a little bit more about Magic E. So 2 weeks ago when we were together, I taught you about the Magic E pattern. We read some Magic E words, and we even learned how to spell with the Magic E pattern. We're going to focus on that again this week, focusing specifically today on the spelling pattern for Magic E. So I thought we could warm up a little bit by moving our bodies. It's early in the morning, and doing some vowel stretches, I like to say. So let's think about our vowels. There's 5 of them. Can you say them with me? Ready? A, E, I, O, U. Did you get them all? Great. So I was thinking about how could we make those vowels with our bodies? Sometimes it's a little bit easier to do uppercase letters when we're stretching, so let's give it our best try, okay? Think about the letter A. How could you make that letter with your body? I'm going to stand really tall like a triangle and put my arms up high and reach up. Good. Think about the letter E. I'm thinking about a capital E. It has 3 lines. I can use my arms. How will I get that 3rd line? What about my leg? I'm just going to take some balancing work. Ready? Make your E. Great job. Okay, I. This one should be easy. We're going to do a nice big stretch, way up tall, a straight line. Good. And how about the letter O? You can make a big circle with your arms. And finally, letter U. Just open up nice and wide. Great. So we're going to start by reviewing our letter keyword sounds for some different letter combinations. We're going to start with our glued sounds and then move on to our vowels, okay? So up here I've got some pictures to help us think about these sounds. Now remember, glued sounds are just sounds that are easy to blend together when you're reading. So we want to make sure that you know these sounds automatically, that when you see this pattern, you can make the sound. So I want you to make sure that you're following along with me at home, and I want to be able to hear you all the way from home. Ready? A-N-G, hang, ang. I-N-G, ring, ing. O-N-G, song, ong. U-N-G, lung, ung. Good. Now on this side, you'll notice there's a little bit of a pattern. We've got NG sounds over here, and all of these sounds end in NK. Ink. Ready? A-N-K, bank, ank. I-N-K, pink, ink. O-N-K, honk, onk. U-N-K, junk, unk. Awesome job, friends. Now let's move on and look at our long vowel sounds. Again, I've added some pictures to help you remember the keyword. And underneath, you'll notice a spelling pattern. This is how we make a long vowel sound with Magic E. So let's practice our keywords, and then we'll practice reading some words. Ready? A, safe, A. E, Pete, E. I, pine, I. O, home, O. Now, you'll notice I've got two pictures for the letter U. Last week, we learned the U sound, but the letter U can have two long vowel sounds. Listen as I say these words. Mule, rule. In rule, the U says oo. That's another long U sound. So let's try the letter keyword sound for both. U, mule, U. U, rule, oo. Great job. Now, this is a spelling pattern for Magic E. We have a blank line there because you can put any consonant there to make a long vowel sound. Let's practice reading different words and nonsense words with our Magic E pattern. I want you to pick the consonant, and I'll try to guess and see if I got the right one, and we'll read these sounds. Which consonant would you like me to do first? I'm going to do T. Did I guess right? Let's practice reading it. Ready? A, T. 8. Great. Okay, which consonant should I try putting here? I have letter M. Did I guess your letter? I hope so. Let's try reading it. E, eam. That's a nonsense word, isn't it? Let's try the next one. You pick the consonant. I picked P. Did I guess right? Let's try reading it. Ready? I. Ipe. Another nonsense word. Have you noticed that we're not hearing the letter E in any of these words? That's because it's silent. Let's try another one. Which letter would you like me to do next? I chose the letter R. Did I get it? Let's try reading it. O, or. Great job. And the last one? I chose letter D. Ready? You'd. Mostly nonsense words, right? But this is just to show you that you can put any sound there and get a long vowel sound. I'm sorry, any consonant there and get a long vowel sound. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about this pattern and the letter S. So I've got some letter tiles here, and we're going to build a few words. But I'm going to start by talking about suffix S to hopefully make a connection for you. I'm going to build the word bug. Think about how to spell that word. B, A, G, bug. If I put suffix S on the end, now I have more than one bug. How will I read this word? Bugs. Suffix S is making the Z sound. Z. Let's talk about how to connect that now to Magic E. I'm going to spell our word back. B, U, G. Good. Whenever we find an S in between two vowels it makes the Z sound. We'll try building a couple words so you see what I mean. The first word I'm going to build is wise. Let's tap it out. W-I-Z. Wise. Ready? W-I-Z. Sounds like a Z sound, but we're going to put an S there. Because I know that when an S is in between two vowels, it makes the Z sound. So we read this word as wise. And again, our E is silent because he's just doing his job of sprinkling magic dust onto his friend I to let him say his name. Let's spell it back. W-I-S-E. Great. Let's try another one. The next one I'm going to do is rise. You can help me this time. Ready? Let's tap it out. R-I-Z. Rise. I heard 3 sounds. What says the sound R? That's right. I. I hear a long I sound, so I know I'm going to need an I with his magic friend E. So far we have I, Z. What's making the Z sound? It's letter S. Rise. Great job. Spell it back with me. R-I-S-E. We've got 2 more to go. The next word is use. 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 I only heard 2 sounds. I heard U, long U, so we need our magic E, and Z, S. Use. Use. Great job. Spell it back with me. U-S-E. Nice. Last one. This one has a digraph in it. Can you remember your digraphs? The word is these. Let's tap it out. E. Z. These. Great. What digraph says V? TH. E. We're going to need another E for this one because our E is making the long sound. V, E, Z, S. These. So remember, when S comes between 2 vowels, it makes the Z sound. Let's spell it back. T, H, E, S. Great job. Now, the last part of our lesson today, we're going to talk about sight words again. 2 weeks ago, when I was teaching first grade phonics, we practiced the words were and are. This week, I've got 3 new words for you to learn, okay? The first one is the word friend. Can you say friend? Great. We're going to begin by skywriting our word. Remember that when you skywrite, you want a nice straight arm to get you ready for writing this word. Ready? Arm straight. F, R, I, E, N, D. Nice job. Now let's practice writing the word. If you're at home with me, you can have a piece of paper and a pencil. I'll do it up here on the big chart to make sure you can see. When we practice writing our sight words, we're going to make handwriting paper. So if you've got a piece of paper, we're going to draw a straight line, two straight lines actually, and in the middle, we'll do our dotted line. Okay? And I'm going to tape our word up there so we can look at the word while we write it. Friend. I notice that F starts just below the top line and goes all the way down to the bottom line, and it crosses at our dotted line. R is next. It starts at the dotted line and then curls over. I drops down from the dotted line, and we put a dot on top. E is a tricky letter. It starts by floating in the middle of the dotted line and the bottom line. And then it's just a C. Next is letter N. And our last letter, D. What was that word again? Friend. Great job. Okay, our next word is other. Can you say other? Great. Let's skywrite it. Arm nice and straight. O, T, H, E, R. Other. And we're going to do the same thing and write this word. So again, if you're following along with me at home, we'll make two straight lines with a dotted line in the middle. Okay, let's write it. We'll start with letter O, which starts at the dotted line. Our letter T is going to start all the way at the top line and go straight down. And then it crosses in the middle. Next is letter H. That tricky letter E again. Remember, it starts by floating in the middle. And our last letter is R. Great job. What was that word again? That's right. Other. Now this next word might look familiar to you. This is the word another. Yeah, it's got the word other in it. I'm going to fold this back. And look, it's the same word. We're just putting the sound an at the beginning. A-N, another. Okay? Let's practice skywriting this word. Ready? Arm nice and straight. A, N, O, T, H, E, R. Another. And we'll practice writing this word too. So my two straight lines and followed by our dotted line in the middle. okay? And let's write the letters. A, N, O, T, H, E, R. Do you remember what that word was? Another. Great job. Now, if you wrote these words down on a piece of paper, I want you to think about where you could put that in your house. Could you hang it on your fridge? Or on the wall? Or maybe just keep it somewhere nearby so that you can practice reading those words this week. I want you to think about where you could find those words. Maybe you've got some books at home, or some newspapers, or magazines. You could cut those words out when you find them, as long as it's okay with a grown-up. Now, let's do some hunting for those words and practice reading them. I've got some sentences here with our sight words in them. I want you to help me find the word. This first sentence, can you read it with me? Ready? My friend likes to play. What sight word do you see there? Friend. That's right. Where is it? It's right here. Great job. I'm going to circle our sight word. Friend. Okay, let's look at another sentence. This one has 2 sight words in it. I want you to read it with me, okay? This is my other friend. What sight word do you see? Here's the word other, and we have friend in this word. But let's circle the word other. There it is, other. Great job. Okay, last sentence. This is a big sentence. I'm going to let you look at it for a minute, and then we'll read it together. Ready? Can I please have another cookie? That's a question I might ask a lot. What sight word do you see? Another, which has the word other in it. I'm going to circle the word another. Great job. Now, next time we get together, friends, we're going to make a booklet that we can keep track of all of your sight words. It will look like this. So I decorated the front of my cover by saying Miss Rachel's sight words. And inside, I've got the words were and are from last time we were together. And on the other side, I wrote our new words, friend, other, and another. So on Wednesday, make sure that you come ready with a piece of paper and a scissors, because I'm going to show you how to make that booklet so we can keep track of our words. And make sure that you keep the chart that you wrote or the paper that you wrote our sight words on so we can refer back to that. I can't wait to learn with you again next week, on Wednesday, and we will have Miss Q and Miss Maggie for a story and a connection activity. See you soon.
Good morning and welcome back, kindergarten and first grade learners. This morning I'm going to share with you one of my all-time favorite books, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. It's written and illustrated by Eric Carle and it's published by Scholastic. This is one of my favorite read-alouds in my classroom. And Eric Carle does such great work using overlays of color. In the light of a moon, a little egg lay on the leaf. You can see the egg right there. One Sunday morning, the very warm sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. Here he is. He's so tiny. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. I love in this book there's little holes where you can see what he's eating as well. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and a slice of watermelon. Look at all that food. That night, he had a stomach ache. He doesn't look very well down there. Poor caterpillar. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf. And after that, he felt much better. Now, he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore either. He was now a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly. He is a beautiful butterfly full of colors. And here's the back page where you can see all of the holes that a caterpillar might eat. Now, this wasn't a very long book today, but it's a book that makes me think about this caterpillar and how he started as an egg. Do you remember how he started as an egg? And then he changed into something else. What did he change into? He changed into a caterpillar, right? So from an egg to a caterpillar, what did he change into next? He changed into a cocoon, where he was in that shell inside. And then he changed into one more thing. What did he change into? That's right. He changed into that beautiful, beautiful butterfly. Did you know that the butterflies that you see flying around outside started as an egg on a leaf? Had you ever learned that cycle before? That cycle is called a life cycle. This is what the word looks like, life cycle. It tells me that something that is alive has a cycle to help it change.
That means it goes all the way around the cycle to become something different. This life cycle is the life cycle of a butterfly. Do you know other things that change from one thing to another? Anything that starts as one thing and changes into another has a life cycle. The butterfly has a life cycle because it changes from egg to cocoon, from egg to caterpillar, to cocoon to butterfly, and then that butterfly lays an egg again and it starts all over. So it continues to grow and change. Also, frogs change from an egg to a tadpole to a frog, and then the frog lays an egg again. Here are some other things that also change. So we learned about the butterfly. We also know that frogs change. Did you know that birds change? What do birds grow in before they become birds? Right, birds grow in an egg too. What about fish? Did you know that fish underwater are also in an egg? So are reptiles. Reptiles grow in an egg as well, and so do most of our insects, like dragonflies and fireflies. They all start as an egg, grow into something, and then change into whatever it is that they're going to be until they lay an egg again. So this is the story of the very hungry caterpillar. What other things can you think of that change, that are alive? Something that I taught last week, seeds. Seeds change from a little seed to a sprout and into a flower. They are alive as well and continue to change. So your job this week, as you're watching nature happen or continuing to learn and read with us, find things that are changing and think about what their life cycle might be. And if you want, while you're at home today, draw a picture or a story about how your butterfly could change, or maybe you want to write about a frog instead. Hopefully you'll continue to think about the life cycles and think about how things are changing all around you. Don't forget to get outside and see some of nature changing in front of us as well. Hopefully you have a great day of learning, and Miss Maggie is up next to continue this lesson. Thank you for joining us today with At Home with APS.
Good morning, literacy learners. It's Miss Maggie back again for a K1 connection today in art and science. We just heard a wonderful story from Miss Q about a hungry caterpillar that by the end of the story transformed into a beautiful butterfly. I would like you to think for just a moment. Have you ever seen a butterfly? Where did you see one? What did it look like? I'll give you a second to think about it. At home, when you're thinking of this butterfly, it is most likely that you thought of a different butterfly than other kids did in their homes. That is because there are so many different species of butterflies. There are all over the world. You will probably start to see some outside when you look out your window as spring comes around. Butterflies come in different shapes, different sizes, and even different colors. Often, butterflies use these colors to survive in the natural world. Let's look at a couple of examples. Here is the first picture of our butterfly. This is a butterfly called the cabbage white butterfly. This butterfly's wings are similar or almost the same to the color of the flower, as you can see in this picture. It is using the color of its wings to hide from other animals that want to eat the poor little butterfly. When a living thing, including butterflies, uses its color to hide in similar colored items, it is what we call camouflage. Can you say camouflage? Let's write the word camouflage on one of our charts. Oops, I forgot my marker. C A M O U. I might need to move my butterfly picture. F L A G E. Camouflage. That's a really long word, isn't it? Let's look at another type of butterfly. Here's our next picture. This next butterfly is a speckled wood butterfly. This butterfly is brown, looks fuzzy, and has eye spots on its wings. Some butterflies that have eye spots on their wings can trick other animals into thinking that it is an animal and that they should be afraid of it. That can be a way that the butterfly uses its color to survive. It can trick other animals. Trick other animals. Let's look at one more example. Here's our last picture. This last butterfly is a monarch butterfly. We can see many of these butterflies in New Mexico. This butterfly has bright colors on its wings. It has these colors because it is warning other animals that it is poisonous. It can make them sick if they try to eat the butterfly. Let's add that to our chart. Warn other animals. Look at all the different ways that butterflies use color. They can camouflage. Say camouflage. They can trick other animals. Read that with me. Trick other animals. They can warn other animals. Read that with me. Warn other animals. You learned how to spell other today with Miss Rachel. Let's continue to explore the use of color in butterflies by creating our very own. I'll show you how. All you need for this activity is paper, scissors, and some coloring utensils, like crayons, markers, or colored pencils. I will show you how to do it with my own piece of paper, but I'm also going to help with the use of one of my charts, because one part of doing this activity is kind of hard to see. Take your paper and position it so that it is long. I want you to take the paper and fold it so that the ends meet. This is what we call folding the paper in half. You're going to use 2 fingers and place them next to the folded side. Draw a line from the tip of your finger to the bottom of your finger. This is very important. I'm going to show you how we do that on my chart, so that way you can see better. I'm going to pretend this is the folded side. 2 fingers. On the side, draw from top to bottom. Just like that. You will do the same thing on the bottom of the paper too. 2 fingers on the folded side, draw a line from tip of the finger to the bottom of the finger. I'll show you on my chart. Just like that. Now, this is where you get to be creative. You're going to draw the shape of your wings, starting from the end of your line here. I'll show you an example. Just like that. Remember, keep your paper folded for this. You can try that on your own paper. You can make your wings in any shape that you would like. They could be rounded, like mine. They could be sharp. They could have multiple parts. It's up to you. At this point, you will now need your scissors. Students, you may want a grown-up to help you with your scissors. Keep the paper folded. This is very important. I am only going to cut on the lines that I drew, just like this. Remember, do not cut on the folded part of your paper. Almost there. I have now cut out my shape. Remember, do not cut on the folded part of the paper. This is very important to your butterfly. Now, you are going to open the inside of the butterfly. This is where you're going to create your design, on the inside of the butterfly. I'm going to show you why in just a second. When you have created your design, think about these questions. What colors do you want for the butterfly's wings? Why do you want those colors for the butterfly's wings? Will it be to camouflage with other plants and flowers? Will it be to trick other animals into thinking it's another animal? Or will it be to warn other animals that it is poisonous and not safe to eat? You can choose whatever colors you would like and the design that you would like to create as well. But if you notice from some of the pictures of our butterflies, all of their colors are the same on each side. They are what we call symmetrical. Next, I'm going to show you how to fold the wings back. When your butterfly is folded, what you are going to do is you are going to take each wing and fold it down. Just like this. Take the wing, fold down. So that way, your wing can fly. You'll do it also on the other side. So that way, when you are folding the wings and you are finished, the butterfly can show its wings here, and you'll be able to fly your butterfly. I'll show you an example of one that I made earlier this week. This is my butterfly that I made. I colored the wings on the inside. So that way, when the butterfly is showing his wings, other animals can see the eye spots and they can see the bright colors of the butterfly. I want other animals to think that my butterfly is another animal and that they shouldn't go near it. I can then make my own butterfly fly across my home, looking for its own food. With your butterfly, you can explore many different things. You could write about your butterfly. You could create colors on both the inside and the outside. So that way, maybe the butterfly has another purpose when it closes its wings. So then, in thinking about that, how do we, humans, use color like butterflies? That's something that you can explore on your own. The directions for making your own flying butterfly will be available on the APS website at aps.edu. Please share your beautiful butterflies with us and tell us what the wing colors do for your butterfly on our Twitter feed at Home with APS, or let us know on our email, apsdistancelearning@gmail.com. Today, we practiced our first grade phonics skills with Miss Rachel. We read a wonderful story about a hungry caterpillar and learned how to make our own butterflies using colors that butterflies use in the natural world. We look forward to exploring more exciting topics with you next time on At Home with APS. We'll see you again soon.